Hey there, good Wednesday morning. I'm Brandy Smith. Thank you for tuning in for our little update here. We're going to run down some of the big stories that you guys are clicking on and sharing on social media, and we want you to weigh in. That's what these updates are all about. It's about the conversation we can get going. So leave your comments and any questions you might have about a story. We'll circle back and try to answer those at the end with the help of Brandon, who you just saw pop behind me. You don't get to see Brandon very often. That was a quick glance. Blink and you missed it. We have a ton of news to get through today, and we are going to check in with meteorologist Blake Matthews in just a minute. But first, I wanted to let you know the latest on the situation with Iran. We're expecting to hear from President Trump at 10 o'clock our time. He's going to be talking about the missile attack that happened last night. Iran launched more than a dozen missiles aimed at 2 Iraqi bases. Now, Iranian state TV says 80 Americans were killed. The Pentagon says no Americans were killed. But either way, that missile attack was retaliation for the U.S. killing General Qasem Soleimani. We've covered this for days now. We have tons of coverage on KHOU.com. A lot of different angles. Right now, we're waiting to find out what the U.S. response will be to the missile attack. We know that bombers were moved into the region. But again, we should find out more when President Trump speaks coming up at 10 a.m. In the meantime, if you want to learn more, go to KHOU.com. We have the nuts and bolts of the missile attack. We have world reaction. We have response from Iran's foreign minister. All of that is on there if you want to read up before you hear from President Trump at 10 o'clock. Now, let's check in with Blake Matthews because he is tracking some big changes to our forecast, and people are going to want a heads up, Blake.
Yes, that's right. Especially as we get into Friday night, I think that's when really things get a little dicey across the Houston area. And we're talking about everything on the table: large hail, damaging winds, and the possibility of some isolated tornadoes. The other thing we're monitoring this morning is very cold temperatures. It got down to 26 degrees out there in Columbus this morning, if you can believe that. They are up to 39 now, 38 at Bush Airport after a morning start there of 35, 31 in Conroe after bottoming out at 29. So temperatures are on the way up, but it was certainly a cold morning, and it is still cold out there as you get ready to leave the house. Mostly clear skies here across southeast Texas. But as we expand the view, you'll notice our onshore wind here, and that's going to help temperatures warm up into the upper 60s for today and also begin to increase the moisture values here across the upper Texas coast. And what that's going to do is set the stage for some severe weather as we get into Friday, all thanks in part to that storm system right there that's going to continue to work its way into the state of Texas as we get into Friday afternoon and into Friday evening. You see a strong line of thunderstorms developing out ahead of the front, pushing on through here, and by the time we get to 5 a.m. on Saturday, you'll notice Houston is on the backside of this, and the weekend shaping up to be actually pretty decent here across the Houston area. So here's a closer look at the time frame. Starting again at 7 o'clock in the morning on Friday, you'll notice that squall line developing out to the west. This takes us into the midnight hour, and you'll notice there's that squall line developing here right along the I-45 corridor and then pushing on off to the east. By 2:30 in the morning on Saturday, you'll notice that Houston is on the backside of the squall line, and things should begin to calm down pretty quickly as we sleep Friday night into early Saturday morning. Now, right now, the Storm Prediction Center has hatched most of southeast Texas in a 3 out of 5. This is what we call an enhanced risk of severe weather. And again, everything on the table from hail, high winds, and tornadoes. For today, shaping up to be another very nice day across southeast Texas. We're starting off in the 40s and upper 30s for many of us. By the time we get to the noon hour, we are holding at 60 degrees, 61 in Pearland, and most of us should warm up into those upper 60s as we head into the afternoon hours. So 66 for your Wednesday, 76 heading into your Thursday, a 40% chance of showers. We're at an 80% chance of showers and thunderstorms, some of which will likely be severe heading into Friday night. Much cooler as we get into Friday and Saturday. High temperatures only holding in the upper 50s and lower 60s. We're back into the 70s Monday into Tuesday. Now, just a quick glance as to what we're possibly watching for as we get into next Friday. Okay, this is about 10 to 11 days out. Models are now beginning to show what could be a developing winter storm across Texas. What that means for the Houston area remains to be seen, but either way, it looks like significantly colder temperatures could be on the way for Friday, January 17th. We'll continue to keep you updated on that. In the meantime, watch for those severe storms as we get into Friday. Brandy?
Thank you, Blake. And this is a reminder to download our KHU 11 news app because you can check Blake's forecast any time of day right on your phone. Super convenient. You can always go to khuu.com/weather as well. So keep checking back. Have you ever heard of the wobbly wheel scam? It's where people are driving next to you, they yell or honk their horn, they try to tell you there's something wrong with one of your tires, you pull over, they offer to help fix it, and then they make you pay them. So check out these 6 people. They're accused of running this scam in Houston, stealing thousands of dollars from Houston drivers. The ones who are highlighted there in red, they haven't been caught. Police are still looking for them. If you know where they are, give Houston police a call. They are very interested in speaking to them. I've never been a victim of this, but we've heard about other reporters who have had something like this happen. They didn't pull over, but you see someone honking violently or like waving, trying to flag you down. It's often at night, sometimes on a pretty isolated road. They try to get you to pull over into a parking lot. Just a word of warning, don't. If it feels like it's not right, don't do it. Always keep your safety in mind. Next up, we are really switching gears because we're talking about one of the top trending stories overnight. And when I woke up, I saw it and I didn't immediately think of the jeweler, James Avery. Did anyone else wake up and think Uncle Phil? No? Brandon's shaking his head. Uncle Phil from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. The actor's name is James Avery. So I see that trending at the top. I'm not a native Texan. I think that's the problem. I think if you're a native Texan, you see that. Obviously, it's the jeweler. They're releasing a new Valentine's Day collection. There's a little peek at it, a few of the items on there. And people are gushing about it online. You might remember, there's this James Avery Whataburger mashup as well. A lot of people loved that. I am fascinated by the James Avery loyalists. People swear by this jewelry, and it is beautiful. There are some beautiful pieces in there. It's a little pricey for me. I tend to spend, I don't know, like $15 on a necklace at Target versus $130, but I get you're paying for the quality, and it's real sterling silver and all of that. So I'm wondering, any ladies out there, or men, I know a few men posted that they had rings, James Avery rings, but if you have pieces, because some folks, this is like a family tradition. You get the charms that go on the bracelet. I do want to encourage you to go to the link up above and you can see some more of the Valentine's Day pieces. So we're looking at these Whataburger pieces. I'm getting hungry now. I want some French fries. Because they are pretty cute. So if you're looking for something special for the James Avery lover in your life, now you know where to go. Of course, you were going to go there anyway. And finally, I want to hear your predictions. We're going to find out tomorrow who 17 of the 20 Rodeo Houston performers are. We had already gotten this little sneak peek, right? We know what the genres are, but we don't know which acts are performing. We'll find out tomorrow night at 7. Again, we're going to learn about 17 of them. The remaining 3 are going to be announced on February 4th. And then tickets go on sale for the first 17 next Thursday. Next Thursday? Yes, the 16th. So I have some theories. I think Friday, March 13th, which is also Black Heritage Day, it's a hip-hop pop night. Thinking it's Lizzo. Brandon, what do you think?
I mean, the only thing that would say no for me is that she's maybe made it too far to be the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. I think maybe once you hit SNL.
We had Cardi B last year.
That's true. I don't know. She's on a high right now.
I guess. But let me know K-pop, which K-pop group do you think is going to be on there? Some people have asked me over the past couple of weeks, what is K-pop? Because it's the first time it's ever appeared in a Rodeo Houston genre lineup. It's Korean pop, which is hugely popular internationally. And I'm thinking that day, Tuesday, March 10th, even though it's a Tuesday night, I'm thinking that's going to break some records. It's at least going to make it into the top 20 overall attendance records for Rodeo Houston. Some other ones, EDM, pop, R&B pop, lots of good options. I mean, country, there's so many country days. You can probably lob out a couple country artists, and at least a few of them are going to show up. Is there anyone actually, I'm going to revise my question for Brandon. What's the best Rodeo Houston concert you've been to?
I haven't actually been to a Rodeo Houston concert since I was like 9 or 10, and I think it was George Strait. So 1 out of 1, George Strait.
Yeah, it's pretty darn good.
I mean, I hit the jackpot, so.
Was that would have been the one he set the overall attendance record?
That must have been it, yeah. I think it was, yeah, so it was 20-something years ago.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Broke a ton of records. It was him and a couple other people, though. That's why it's not in the individual artists. There's like the George Strait record, and then everybody else's records. I really like the band Perry. I took my girls to that in 2015. That was fun. Eric Church I've seen. Leon Bridges was great. There was this whole backlash about him performing on Black Heritage Day because people wanted a bigger name. So good.
Oh, I've seen Leon Bridges, I think 4 times.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We're ungrateful a lot of the times, and that's undoubtedly what we'll hear tomorrow, along with people who are going to be very excited about the lineup and the performers. There are always the people who find flaws in it. But you know what? Next year, it's going to be a new lineup, new chances. So, comment and question time?
On our Wobbly Wheel story, Rosie is reminding everyone that if anyone is feeling your wheel wobble, you will be the first one to feel it. Mm-hmm. And I can back that up. Yeah, I've been in a car with a wheel that wasn't properly attached, and trust me, you do not need somebody to point it out to you. It will feel like you're going on the worst road you've ever been on.
Can we also pull up those mugshots again? Sure. I think a lot of it too is based on judgment. I don't know. You'd have to be like the sweetest looking old lady flagging me down for me to actually do it.
Yeah, and even at that point, I'm not so sure about sweet little old lady. Mind your business.
Could have a brick in your purse.
Yeah.
But yeah, good reminder, Rosie. Anything else? Any James Avery comments? Any rodeo
I don't see anybody
comments?
talking about James Avery. Rosie's also saying she loves K-pop. She wants to see BTS come to the rodeo.
If BTS came to the rodeo, the city of Houston would be shut down.
Yeah.
This would be like Super Bowl level craziness. I need to start listening to some K-pop. I have a couple girlfriends who are obsessed. Like if BTS comes here, my friend Lindsay will be flying down from Portland. I am 100% sure. Just to see if we can go.
I would honestly just love to be a fly on the wall when like BTS tries to walk around and get, I want to see BTS, because Korean barbecue is a very big thing. I want to see BTS do like Texas barbecue. I think that would be something I would pay to see. Just looks on faces. There's lots of videos on YouTube, the comparison between the two, and portion size especially is just something that seems to blow minds.
Oh,
you
for
see,
sure.
Like Korean barbecue, which is very thin strips of meat laid out, to like,
American
I'll take 6
barbecue,
pounds of
we're
brisket,
like,
please.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're giving me story ideas. Yeah. All right. So that might be a follow-up to tomorrow's announcement, although I suspect if it's a big one, that announcement probably won't happen until the February 4th date, because we've got to wait for those 3. So we'll see. There's another update coming up at 2:15 this afternoon if you want to tune in for that. Otherwise, Brandon and I are going to call it a day. Have a good one.